have their work cut out for them. It's about finding the best clan in all of Europe this month. Will it be GH Rest or Carnage Gaming?
The only loss Carnage Gaming had, they had a 99% total destruction. So they have really put on a show, but I have been very impressed with GH Rest, and in particular Manello, because he has been using the Inferno Dragons, the Electro Dragons to huge success. In this one, he's already got the Battle Blimp safely to the Town Hall. He does tend to do this with every single one of his attacks that we've seen. Take that out so he doesn't have to worry about the Town Hall and potentially enter with his dragons from a different area of the base.
Yeah, Milanella has really just been an incredible standout from this month's competition with a perfect standing so far. 3 stars in particularly difficult wars, even up against the Queen Walkers as he picked up that triple. He is going to be trying to start things off particularly strong, and he is going in hot and heavy with these Inferno Dragons already crashing on in.
Yeah, that early warning ability, typically what we do see with this style of attack. Skeleton spells already down, trying to distract the Queen in the scatter shot, but actually the one to the right didn't really do anything, so he's had to freeze the scatter shot, and I'm still not sure he is going to get that, as all of the Inferno Dragons down the bottom, you know what, Woody, they might not even go for that central multi-target Inferno. This could be a problem for Milanello.
Huge issue, and what could he do to try to change that? He can't even drop skeleton spells there because it's likely within range of the scatter shot out of the back. It's just too well protected in the center, and the troops haven't made their way in. They knocked down the enemy Archer Queen and were doing their best to take out that enemy scatter shot, but just could not get the connection. Milanello now in dire straits, trying to salvage the operation here and get as much power in as he can. He's circling around outside the base with the long range and high DPS of that central structure might just be too much to deal with.
It certainly might, as you see the single target Inferno still standing, beaming onto the King. This is one thing that Milanello has, though, is the spells. It always seems to come right down to the end of it, turning the Inferno Dragons invisible. He gets the single target Inferno. Is that going to be enough? Because he still has his Archer Queen ability. 25 seconds, though.
Brilliant pickup with a late strike there. Archer Queen ability is now used. He's sending in everything he's got. 14 seconds left for 10% of the base, and it might actually just wind up coming down to time. A tragic end for Milanello's first starting strike, but the 2-star in the mid-90 percentage, certainly not going to be too much of a stumbling block for them. GH Rest don't get the connection that they sought, but it's a solid start to be sure.
It certainly is. He might have got fortunate on that first war today versus the Queen Walkers with the Barbarian King just getting the Tesla at the end, but he is not as fortunate on this one. Arguably, he would have preferred the 3-star in this matchup, obviously, knowing the position that they are in now, because it is elimination time. And Carnage Gaming, as we mentioned, they might have lost the first matchup to Tribe, but they had 14 stars, 99% total destruction. So actually, they've been pretty dominant. I'd say it's more their bases that have let them down.
Yeah, Carnage had a really great run against Tribe Gaming in their first match. It was really an amazing loss as much as it was a fantastic performance by them. Picking up a 14 to 15 star loss to Tribe is what sent them down to the lower bracket. So I think they really are the dark horse clan to make it to the grand finals here. If they can maintain that momentum that they've picked up and take advantage of this opportunity now to pull ahead with a triple, they are well positioned for victory.
Yeah, certainly. And Fabian, he said to us that his favorite attack strategy is the P.E.K.K.A. Smash, but he's been struggling with that this weekend. He got a 3-star in the opening war, but then since then, he's only had 2 80% 2-star attacks. So he really needs to shift that around and get the 3-star here, because that would give them an early advantage. Starting out typically with the Grand Warden Walk, the King and Witches on that opposite side, but we're now starting to see the Log Launcher quite a lot in the P.E.K.K.A. Smash style attacks, aiming to get right in towards that central target multi-Inferno and just open up the base drastically.
It's been a really interesting change to see the switch from so many wall wreckers to now these log launchers getting lots of range with that big siege weapon, tearing through these tiny compartments and getting maximal value for the ground-based army to continue pouncing through. He's even holding on to a jump spell maybe as an opportunity to get into that town hall compartment if things don't go right, or to finish off everything that's going on over on the left side. But I'm really impressed so far with the speed and rapidity with which he has just gone through the space on a mighty tear.
He's going to have to be careful on this town hall. This is one of the major problems with the P.E.K.K.A. Smash and the log launcher, is you have to get to the town hall at the end. He's got the jump spell, but he is really playing it fine here. He cannot use the jump spell yet. He has to allow the P.E.K.K.A. to punch through the first wall and then jump towards that town hall, but it is really a scary position right now for Fabian of Carnage Gaming.
Lost his Grand Warden there.
They're on the witches. They've switched. My apologies.
Oh, no sweat. And it looks like he's made it into the town hall compartment, though, and will be able to chop it down. Skeleton spell, or a skeleton trap, rather, is going to slow things down a little bit here, but not too worried about it overall. He's got lots of power to go left. He's slamming on the accelerator, though, because he is running low on time. 20 seconds left, and trying to dump everything that he's got to get maximal value out of it, as long as those defensive structures are targeted onto P.E.K.K.A. He's given a little bit of opening to drop the headhunters and wizards for additional cleanup damage along the outer edges, but I just think he ran too late. Was it a late startup here, or did he just wind up losing too many troops to these defenses in the mid game, Judo?
I think he deployed the log launcher too late. His P.E.K.K.A. kind of got stuck up on the walls a little bit, and I think they actually ended up busting through one of the wall compartments prior to the log launcher opening it up, but I'd have to rewatch in order to see that exactly. However, the pathing of them just going across to the left really didn't help him. You've seen the importance of the healers keeping the P.E.K.K.A. alive for the extra percentage, because the Town Hall poison really deals a lot of damage and would have wiped the P.E.K.K.A. out if the healers weren't there.
Well, a grim visage across Fabian's face. He's a tough competitor, but he's coming up 8% short relative to the initial performance by Rest. It's all going to be about those 3 stars, though, and let's see if Kingpin can be the one to knock them down next. We've got that old, reliable, Queen Charge Dragon Rider strat. The next attack here, moving in hot with Battle Blimp to pull the CC out and get some nice damage on the interior, knocking down the enemy queen while he's at it there, Judo.
Very nice value with the Yeti Blimp. The healers are actually taking a bit of damage, though, from the air defense. He did deploy one of them to test it out, and the queen is going to use the ability. Oh my goodness. So he just didn't know what to do with the air defense, decides to send the rocket balloons in, and now sends the healers. But a big problem, because he's only got 4 healers. He basically wasted one, and he's lost the queen ability.
I wonder if that was some sort of panic drop, or if he had expected it to go down earlier and just wound up not having the firepower necessary. Either way, though, not a fantastic start for Kingpin, despite a good base read there and a big chunk out of that central compartment. He's taken some time now as he tries to set up for the remainder of this Dragon Rider strike, but very rarely do we see a 3-star that starts after that minute 30 mark with a long queen charge to start.
Yeah, the thing that is kind of helping him out is he did get so much value out of the Yeti Smash, but you seen there, that is the problem once you've burnt the queen ability. If you try and take any risks with the rage spell, you put it in too late, it could be a problem. He's got a wall breaker and a jump spell. Goes for the jump spell because the wall break would obviously be tricky in this area. Maybe he wants to charge the king into the eagle compartment, or no, across to the other side. Actually, he's got to the middle.
Yesterday. Oh my god, he finally gets them down with 1:10, expecting them to just work wonders in a counterclockwise rotation around this base. He's activated the enemy Eagle Artillery, which is just going to start pounding away at him. Looks like he's doing his best with the queen to try to break through and get that down. Fires off a free spell to keep her healthy as the king is starting to pummel away at her. But the Dragon Riders are now facing off a single target Inferno, burning up and trying its best to finish them off. Nice protection from the Eternal Tome as they make their way toward the Town Hall, Judo.
Oh, they do get to that town hall. Again, it's a bit of a scary moment because he didn't have any backup plan. And as healthy as the Dragon Riders are, just watch them inside that poison. They are going down fast and they are history. They might get the town hall, but they will indeed fall in combination with the Eagle Artillery. He's got nothing for the back end of the base. A very shaky start by both of these clans. You have to say that the Queen charge was definitely a mistake on Kingpen's attacking side on here. I don't think the base necessarily tripped him up. I think he just got a little bit muddled in terms of the Queen charge with the pressure and just didn't quite adapt quick enough.
It is always incredible to me to watch the development of this snowball of any problem at the very beginning, turning into a massive issue later on, or any little tiny advantage that you can carve out for yourself at the beginning, giving you so much of an opening later on. The planning is just so essential, and with the loss of a healer, maybe another 5-10 extra seconds spent with that Queen charge at the beginning, unable to get her to the very end and finish off that Eagle Artillery, and then just mispositioning on the Dragon Riders after the Town Hall blew up. A few different little tiny things wind up turning a potential 3-star strike into another 2-star, yet to see the triple in this elimination round.
Well, we have Viking looking to get the first 3-star of this war. He is very proficient with the Queen charge and indeed this strategy. 2 out of the 3 attacks have been 3 stars, and he did get in 98% with this as well. He does not build bases, but what he said is he actually just tells his clan exactly if the bases are susceptible to a Queen charge, because that is what he loves to do. And you can see he's already got the funneling for his Queen to dive straight into the Eagle. Notice that air defense though, picking off healers, so he's had to put a couple of balloons in. He's lost 1 healer, about to lose a second, and there we go. Losing 2 healers early on is definitely not what you want to see.
Brutal double loss for this Queen charge strike, and it's looking like it might shape up the same way as our previous attack, but you are certainly right that he knows how to defend against those QC Lalo and Dragon Rider hits, but can he get it off with the same effectiveness? We also asked him what he would do if he won this round and went on to the World Championship, but he demurred. He said he didn't want to sell the skin from the bear before killing it, so was going to try to just let his actions speak for him on the battlefield. He's now a minute into this attack and is jumping the Queen with all of his might, trying to get her into that central compartment and take down that multi-target Inferno. He's gutted a big portion of this base out, and I think the stage 1 is looking great, but can he follow it up with equal damage and ferocity in stage 2?
He certainly is proficient with that Queen charge. He might have lost 2 healers, but it does not matter. He has got the Queen right into the middle with the Barbarian King on the right-hand side. Not quite going to get the Town Hall with the King, but I don't think he intended for the Barbarian King to even get that far, because the Battle Blimp moves through, Royal Champion took down the bottom, and as long as this Town Hall falls, I don't see a lot stopping this attack. The Queen is actually only just going to go down, but I'm keeping my eye on the Town Hall. It does indeed fall, and he can now use all of the spells on the Dragon Riders to finish off.
Got a fortunate pull of a Seeking Air Mine as well when that Battle Blimp was protected by the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, so just another little tick mark that he can put against this base, not having to fear another big drop of a Dragon Rider. It's just cleanup time now as the last defense is going down, and the Dragon Riders will start to target onto the gold storages. He's got plenty of time to finish it off, and we are finally about to see our first 3-star of this elimination round match. Carnage Gaming pull ahead, Judo.
Viking is the main man right now. His team will be celebrating so much. That definitely gives them a huge advantage here, especially because we have seen such shaky attacks from GH Rest in the first 2 battles. Is that going to continue now that the pressure is added onto them, or are they going to be able to step it up to spin things around here?
Well, poor Maflagon, because he has earned his place in Valhalla. Congratulations to Viking with the pickup. It's going to be up to GH Rest now to try to get the turnaround and find some way to turn that lack of a 3-star from their 2 key attackers to begin with into an opportunity to pick up the win. As you see here now, Bombador had an 85.7% hit rate in the monthly pre-qualifier, one of the top ranked players. And we heard from him yesterday about all the hard work that he's been doing to prepare for this event, being able to pick up triples earlier on in the matches, but it might all be for naught if his team winds up being eliminated here. This is the last match that you have to win in order to ticket your way through this event and get a chance to compete for that $1 million prize pool at the end of the year. Bombador knows the stakes and he is up to the challenge.
He was certainly happy with their performance yesterday. He has managed to get 2 3-stars out of his 3 this weekend, and both of those attacks was with the Dragon Riders. Certainly it is an attack we are seeing quite often, and this is a method we have seen as well, blimping the Town Hall so that you can actually just start your attack at the opposite side. You've seen how devastating the Town Hall was to the Dragon Riders, so you do not want to fly them into the Town Hall. Notice the invisibility for the RC at the top, Woody, but it doesn't look like he's going to get that multi. It remains standing, and he really wanted that down. That's why he committed the spell.
A tricky position now for Bombador. Made a big commitment with sending in that battle blimp for the Town Hall, and another big commitment, as you mentioned, with the Royal Champion on that multi-target Inferno. He's really only kind of 1 for 2 on those early gambits, and not necessarily in a fantastic position to follow up for the triple. He's going to choose to commit those Dragon Riders to the same side as that multi-Inferno. That might mitigate some of the loss from having not been able to take it out with the Royal Champion. He'll continue to path on through, but these multi-target Infernos in the center of the base have been trouble for so many players. Will the Queen path onto it, or is she going to stay on the outside for too long?
I think he wants her to stay down the bottom of the base and target to that air defense, actually, because the Dragon Riders have a pretty easy path down there. But the issue is the most northern air defense is just picking the Dragon Riders off one by one here. And the Tornado Trap pulls them away from the central multi. So nothing going right. It's just going from bad to worse. He has to try and use the freeze to do anything. Freeze the scatter shot, take a little bit of damage off, but it is a very low percentage attack here, and it's going to drag their average way down in comparison to Carnage Gaming, who, remember, are not just a star in the lead. They have the 92.5% average, this one only being 77, probably won't even finish up at 80.
Surprise on his face and the disappointment dripping down as he realizes that this is going to be a mid-70s finish here. Could have really come close to being the triple. You look at the base and there's not very many defenses left, but just an unfortunate pathing with that Tornado Trap triggering up on the top corner, denying him access to that air defense, and even more splash damage than he could handle with that multi-target Inferno not going down. A valiant effort from Bombador, with a 2-star 78% Dragon Riders. I wonder if the pros are going to start turning away from the Dragon Riders. It was by far the most popular attack strategy that we saw yesterday, but with a hit rate that's still kind of struggling to get into the 70%, it's not necessarily the strongest overall, and it seems like the base builders have really adapted well to prevent it from getting the triples today.
Yeah, and I think whenever an attack is so popular, it is the strategy to defend against. And that's where we actually seen in the matchup before this, we had a lot of these switches to hybrid. And it didn't actually work out for GH Rest against the Queen Walkers, but they seem to have just completely got rid of that, and they've defaulted back to the Dragon Riders. That's not really paying off for them either, so they're going to have to spin something around here as Anonymous aims to get another 3-star and put themselves 2 stars in the lead. But are they going to hold their nerve, Carnage Gaming? Because remember, Woody, whoever wins this matchup not only goes to the final, they guarantee a ticket. Might not be the golden ticket, but they've at least got the silver ticket, even if they lose the final.
I very rarely want to call an attack early, but I feel Anonymous has got a brilliant start to this one and feels very good at being able to grab the triple. He's knocked down all 3 of the air defenses in the first 30 seconds of play with some amazing rocket balloon snipes and even a wizard out on the right side, taking down what was virtually unprotected. This seems like a huge defensive error on the part of Rest to allow that to happen, and Anonymous is just going to go rampaging through now with Dragon Riders and Loons all across the map. He's picked up some fantastic value early on, and it's a matter of time now. He's got time on his side, really, with that drop relatively early on. Cleanup is going to be no problem for him. It's just a matter of encountering that multi-target Inferno on the very back side without too much resistance. But like ground targeting Expos, this is a perfect setup for an aerial attack. I think Anonymous has got this.
The Grand Warden ability was perfect to catch the balloons, the Dragon Riders. The Royal Champion was even in there to help out. The main danger here, Woody, is the multi-target Inferno, and we do continue to see Seeking Air Mines popping off. Is this left-hand side trapped? But I would think they're over by the Town Hall if there are any others. And the Dragon Riders aren't really pathing over that area. They're just going up to the multi. Like you said, he still has a lot of them at full health. Decides to freeze the Tesla because only one Dragon Rider is at the left. And he is cruising on in for that 3-star. Carnage Gaming will be clapping their hands at this point. Halfway through the war, 2 stars in the lead. It is looking good for them. They just need to keep this momentum, but surely they are in sight of one of the tickets, Woody. A beautiful 3-star here by Anonymous.
Wonderful work by Anonymous. Great read of this base. We spoke yesterday with Itsu, and he said that the defining factor at the top level here is going to be base building. When you have players who are pushing average destruction totals that are pretty much invariably in the mid 90%, pulling in hit rates that are almost always north of 70%. It's always going to come down to not whether or not they can execute, because they can almost always execute. It's about whether or not the bases that they're facing up against are just going to be too much for them to handle. In this case, Carnage Gaming has not met that difficulty yet. They've been able to surmount time and again against GH Rest, a team that was ascendant yesterday but has had a really difficult time. A 2-star advantage now off those first 3 attacks is almost too much to ask them to come back from.
Well, you see here, Joker is using the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, and again, I feel this is one of the aspects of the attack the base builders are trying to defend is the Queen Charge. That's why in the previous attack you've seen the rocket balloons out of the Clan Castle, and that's where I think Anonymous did really well to flip the attack a little bit and just do a hero dive, which almost eradicated the bait that was set up for the Queen Charge. Are we going to see that happen here with Joker? Because I think whenever we have seen the Dragon Riders fail miserably, it has been the Queen Charge that has gone wrong. I don't think there's many situations it's been the Dragon Riders, Woody.
Well, let's see how this charge starts off here. It looks pretty decent so far. I think that you are right that this is sort of the defining setup for the attack, and he's made a big impact on the right side corner and knocking down an additional air defense in the bottom corner. The enemy Archer Queen, a scatter shot, getting the CC pull. This is huge value for Joker. And GH Rest might finally find their first 3-star strike here.
Oh, I'm just keeping my eyes on that Queen. He's done a fantastic job to get rid of the Clan Castle troops, using the poison and the freeze, meanwhile raging the Queen to keep her alive. And this is where, if you can hold on to the ability, you do have that little bit of a fail-safe. I'm keeping my eye on the time as well. 1 minute and 30, and now we see the King at the very north of the base, just starting the pathing for the Dragon Riders to just float right on in from that 2 o'clock area. But he's still got a wall break, and he needs the Queen in towards the Town Hall, because that's the whole plan for this. Maybe the Dragon Riders could get through anyway, but he's counting on the Queen getting into this compartment and taking the Town Hall.
A deep spread on this attack, and that is exactly what you want to see from a high-level player, able to figure out what points are most vulnerable, take advantage of it with as little resources as necessary. The Queen Charge along the bottom side really cruising along and getting some fantastic shots off, but keep your eye on the top, because that is where the action is happening. Unfortunately for Joker, a lot of these Dragon Riders just getting burnt up to a crisp, running into traps and facing off against an insurmountable amount of damage. Turns out he does take down the Town Hall, but it's not going to be the Dragon Riders that claim victory here today. It will be the Queen, if anything.
Can he still get this? Oh, it's going to be so close, and I think the single's going to lock to the Queen. It does! Oh, if the Barbarian King was a second earlier, it would have tanked for the Queen. She could have reached over the wall and got the single target Inferno. He's got a couple of minions, though. Onto the Clan Castle. They are going to... Oh, I think he's still going to get it, Woody.
I don't know. The minions have to finish off the CC.
Can he get the Clan Castle?
The Barbarian King can't get to the CC. The wall's in the way, and the minions don't have enough time. They're spitting their little hearts out, trying to get every little drop of Dark Elixir onto the Clan Castle, but it holds strong. The walls, a bastion against every single foe. The minions up top are knocked down by that last remaining builder hut, and that just is barely enough to deny them the DPS necessary for that check to come through. Joker misses the chance at a 3-star, and with it, it seems like all hope is gone for Rest.
Carbon can feel a little bit better. I really thought he was going to get that one as well. Coming down to the end of it, another 99% time fail. Heartbreak for these players because, especially in this situation, Carnage Gaming now are just looking so strong with GHRest only having 1 attack remaining and technically being 2 stars behind. As long as Carnage Gaming continue to just 2-star in these final 2 attacks, they've won the war, Woody. That's all they need to do. Comfortable 2-star attacks.
Well, they aren't going to get comfortable just yet. I'm sure that they do want to claim that ticket, but any chance to get a 3 and send a message to the Queen Walkers up top, they are ready to take. An early drop on that Town Hall finds its connection, and the 1st star is claimed as these balloons spanning out all over the place with Inferno Dragons and even a couple of Valkyries mixed in there for good measure. This is not a standard attack by any means. It's one of the variants now on this kind of new take with Dragon Riders pairing up with the Inferno Dragons. Judo?
It's just such a quick attack, isn't it, Woody? I mean, we're only 1 minute in, and sometimes this is a situation where we'd only be 10-15% destroyed in terms of a Queen charge and setting it up, whereas we have pushed into the middle. Really, he needs a little bit more out of this core, though. He's still got the Queen ability, the Royal Champion yet to be deployed, a freeze and multiple skeletons to distract the single target Inferno, so he can still, he's still got the, as long as he gets the multi in the middle, which he does, Woody, he just needs to use the spells to keep the Royal Champion tanked here as the Barbarian King is attacking the skeletons, and you can see the Royal Champion so far getting through that area unscathed.
Well, hey, you might be right after all. Diz knows that he only needs to get 2 more 2-stars for his team, and they will advance on. Maybe his brain is already thinking about the next match. He certainly has done due diligence against this base, though, and has dropped a really effective hit so far. Yeah, with a chance that still remains for a potential 3-star. He's got lots of long-range damage, and with the Royal Champion ability still left to use, the cleanup has got a great chance of being able to finish this thing off. It's just the hero's job now, though, and with that shield tossed off, that is going to be it. Finishes off all of the defenses, even with the Royal Champion spinning around that expo. It's not going to be able to hold on, and it's 39 seconds of glorious cleanup work for his remaining troops.
I have to give praise to the positioning of the skeleton spell. I thought he was just going to drop it in by the defenses, but actually the Archer Tower would have locked onto the skeletons. He knew that the Royal Champion Seeking Shield could one-shot that, so he just needed to tank the Expo, which is why he put it to the side. A top play there, and that is ultimately what helped him get the 3-star, and Carnage Gaming will be progressing now. I can't see any opportunity of GHRS coming back. What a performance here. They might have had 1 attack at the start which didn't go their way, but they've really put their foot down. Queen Walkers waiting in the wings, watching Carnage Gaming here. Maybe they're just going to be feeling a little bit of pressure based on this performance.
They certainly might, but waiting in the wings is always a nice spot, and with that advantage of having advanced from the upper bracket, they know that they can take 2 losses and still keep on fighting. You know, they had already defeated GHRS, so maybe they figure that at least they're going to get some fresh blood to face off against in the next round. But let's hop back into this war where Trotino is going to have the last say for GHRS, an opportunity to bring his team's star count up to 11. Unfortunately, going to be the lowest count for GH Rest so far this season, facing just too much of a defensive powerhouse in Carnage Gaming. But I think the advantage is certainly going to be for the Queen Walkers later on, having seen a few more bases that Carnage had to put up. That's going to be another little leg up in the competition to look forward to.
Oh yeah, and the Queen Walkers have looked very dominant in my opinion, but you have to say for this attack, GH Rest not going down without a fight. Taking out the Inferno Tower at the top, very nicely sneaking in the sneaky goblins to the Town Hall, and the Dragons now just have that nice path moving through the base with the Stone Slammer trying to get in towards that multi-target Inferno, and it has done that nicely. Got a couple of Clan Castle troops coming out though, which will stall the Dragons for a moment. How quickly can they get through this center, though? There's a lot of storages here, which is going to hold the Dragons up.
Yeah, something that you don't always consider when you're going after these spaces, or something that I don't always consider, is the big wall that stands right in the middle when you've got those storages set up. A lot of damage soaking potential, and one of the big reasons why you would prefer Dragon Riders as a troop, since they target straight onto defenses. As it stands now, the Dragons were just a bit slow and have just split up, allowing those defenses spread out around the base to just get maximal firepower, locking on to them one by one, taking them down, and now leaving just a small contingent of the army remaining out on the left side.
Trying to save onto this Royal Champion ability as long as possible. Ideally, he would like to save it to ping to that most northern air defense, but I think it might go off before then. Where is this shield going to go? I think it's going to come down to the south, maybe. No, it goes to the north, but it doesn't have enough to get to the air defense. One short, but does he have the power? With the Queen and Royal Champion still alive, I think it should be enough to finish this one off. GH Rest giving a 3-star, but Carnage Gaming will be able to take this one as long as they get that comfortable anything. They just need anything in the next attack, Woody.
Hats off to him. I'm Dratino. Finishes strong for Rest, finding the first and only 3-star of that war. 11 stars total claimed, but it's going to be a walk-off win for our last strike from Carnage. Just need to get one single star, or maybe even a 49% would be enough to put them ahead on average damage. But nonetheless, let's get ready for the final round and start our thinking caps churning up top about this Carnage versus Queen Walkers match, what it means for the upcoming war, whether the grand finale is going to stay in the hands of a nation that had half of the qualifying field here today, the Japanese teams performing so super well, but showing weakness every once in a while. Queen Walkers, as a previously Worlds qualified team that got second place on the world stage, it's going to be a mighty foe for Carnage Gaming to face. Hugo Stiglitz has been up on that stage before, though, in the previous year as an MCES competitor, so certainly one of the best in the world, changing his allegiance from MCES to Carnage Gaming now and getting to deliver the final blow in this fight.
He has the experience, doesn't he, to remain calm, and I think that's one of the reasons that he tends to go last for Carnage Gaming. This is the 4th time he has used the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, 3-star on every other occasion, and this means that getting a 14-star war, if he gets this, would give them a lot of confidence, I feel, moving into the final versus Queen Walkers. Look at the pathing he's got for the Queen to dive into the base here. Also has the King to get the Eagle Artillery, and even a jump spell to assure that the Queen can get the Town Hall over here. And she might even be able to get everything alongside that. The central scatter shot as well. This is huge value if he can keep her alive.
You have got perfect insight into the mind games that are surely at play here. The Queen Walkers picked up a 13-star victory over GH Rest. So if Carnage Gaming can get a 14-star victory, that really, I mean, you could put 2 and 2 together and imply there that Carnage Gaming has got better offense than the Queen Walkers, at least in these past 2 rounds of wars. Hugo Stiglitz looking to get this Queen jumped over, but she's falling awfully low, forces out the ability there to get her topped back off. The healers doing all that they can in triage work up top to finish her health bar, but with her finally getting topped off, it's going to be even more invisibility spells to protect them from that menacing scatter shot. Stone Slammer sent in a little bit late because it's definitely going to get a few shots off. But fortunately, targeting onto the Queen will leave those healers safe.
Yeah, the Stone Slammer was basically his backup plan for the Town Hall, but it seemed like he just had spell after spell for the Queen. He literally committed everything to the Queen charge because the Dragon Riders have a lot of health. They don't tend to need many spells, to be honest with you. Had the Grand Warden ability for that. He did start the attack late, but the percentage is racking up quick here, Woody. And looking at what is left, he might still get this. He's got a lot of Dragon Riders, minions grouping up as well. 20 seconds remain. Is it going to be enough? Will Carnage Gaming get that mental advantage over the Queen Walkers?
I think they just may do it. And let this be a lesson to all you Clashers out there. When you commit to your Queen, she gives you what you need for the win. 7 seconds left, but the minions evaporate on the left side. The Dragon Riders need to get the final strike in there. 2 seconds left. The cannon's there.
Oh!
Toad Colin and Jinx. Hugo Stiglitz finds just the 2-star 99%. Sufficient for the win. But a frustrating finish at what seemed like a 3-star strike.
Well, it is enough to send Carnage Gaming into the finals to battle again.